Hello, my name is Andrew Harper, and I hope this video offers you some insight onto what I've been doing the past 2 years. I began at my time at LSU. I began LSU in the fall of 2010. Upon arrival, I started attending University Methodist Church. It was at that time that I became baptized and confirmed as a member of University Methodist Church. During my first year at LSU, I began to feel a sense of call to the ordained ministry. I began to explore that with Reverend Stinson and Mackenzie. After some time of discernment, they instructed me to visit Dr. Ford, who at that time was the district superintendent. We began to explore what that calling was and where it was, in fact. I felt that God was telling me that my calling was missional, and so I explored my missional opportunities. I knew I wanted to finish my education, so naturally it was nice to go somewhere where they perhaps spoke some English, or at least a rough form of it. I began to explore different possibilities with Reverend Mackenzie, and we settled on England. At this point, I was just considering going to England to finish my education. So I enrolled in a theological training institute called Cliff College, which is set in the beautiful Peak District. There I studied Wesleyan theology, multi-denominational theology, world religions, and public theology, which is how the church engages with the media and politics. It's a wonderful experience and continues to be a wonderful experience as I'm in my final year there, completing my final dissertation in the coming months. But as I began to serve in the church in England, I began to feel a heart for the British Methodist Church. You see, they're in a difficult position. Most of their ministers are retiring soon. There's very few entering ministers that are under the age of 40, in fact. The church has lost 100,000 members in the last 10 years, bringing it down to a mere 200,000. This church cannot survive another 10 years like it has before. I felt that God really pressed that upon me and said, Andrew, this is something that you could make a difference in. If the church can't survive another 10 years like this, it's up to people like you to help them along. With that calling from God, I consulted my friends and family back home and made the decision to serve in the British Methodist Church. This decision did not come lightly, in fact. It was very difficult. It meant leaving my family, my friends, my support system back home. But God has been so good. He has provided me with what I call my British family, who I stay with over the holidays. He's provided me with close friends. He's provided me with a support system of colleagues and co-workers. He has given me so much through this process, so much sustenance, reaffirming my sense of call. But now I'd like to take the time to tell you about what I've been doing whilst in the United Kingdom. When I arrived at Cliff, I knew that it was no normal university. Though this place was set in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by sheep farms, it was spiritually on fire. And since attending, it has opened up so many opportunities to serve and expand my ministry. Since being at Cliff, I've trained to be a local pastor. In that role, I served multiple churches, preaching on Sundays and seeing to their pastoral needs. I've also had the honor and privilege to serve in different communities across the country in extended mission projects, where we attempt to bring new life into some stagnant congregations. I now serve as the pastoral care and outreach worker for our circuit, where I oversee the pastoral needs of our circuit and also look at our acts of evangelism and community outreach. I've also had the privilege of serving on education panels looking at primary or elementary school and secondary or middle school education in the UK, and how we as Methodists can best cater to that. There has been so many opportunities here in the UK. So many opportunities have been given to me, and now I hope that through my service I can return some of those opportunities. I hope this offers just a little bit of insight to what I've been doing. And I thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this video and voting on me. May God bless you as you continue to bless others.